There we go. Welcome, welcome. Hey, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, this is Logistical Nightmare Racing. Finally, we are in the finals race. Again, a massive 2-week delay, technical difficulties, public holidays. I don't know what you call it. But I also have a pleasant surprise because I have a co-commentator this evening, Mr. Paul.
Hello, bossman. Yes, let's get the final off and going. No more delays, no more playing around. Jeez, I forgot there's still a final to run, man.
I'm just happy you're here to chat with me because it's like, it's some of the instances it's very good to do commentating, and I'm probably not the best commentator by hands down, but I can and I do enjoy chatting to someone while looking at the boys.
It does help when you have someone to talk some smack with, you know. So I'll be your muse for the event. Don't worry.
Muse for the event. Not less. Nah. Well, we gotta heat it off. So where are we? This is what we said. The final race Wednesday night. Team versus team. ACC console on or at Logistical Nightmares. This is our season 2 finale race, whereby we introduced a multi-class final race for the boys. So currently, what we have is the fastest team member forcefully being placed in his GT4 car, and then the slowest team member is placed in their respective GT3 car, and then they need to qualify and do a 75-minute race. Did I get that right?
Yes, you got that spot on, boss man. So top drivers in the slowest cars. I won't say slowest drivers in the quickest cars because some of the team members was like 1 or 2 points difference. So yeah, just driver number 2 in the point standings is in the faster car, just to give it a bit of a spice.
Yeah, it's like everyone's been asking for multi-class races, but no one really actually does it. It's like the same discussions where people go, everyone wants to race the GT4s, but no one really does it. And then you come to us and we go like, well, you have no choice. You got to race it or not.
Yeah, no, that's it. I must say the drivers have cried a few times during the season. They have said it's been the most challenging season we've put together, and just I think purely because they asked for it from the survey that they did at the end of season 1, because it was too boring, as some of them said, and those same guys have now cried and went like, "Whoa, put the brakes on! This is madness."
It is madness, but it does bring a different dilemma. We've given them 1 week with the GT3, the other week with the GT4. Then we had 1-class series races this whole season. So it's been a mix. It's been a mash. It's been entertaining, I have to say. I mean, I've been commentating on all the streams. I thoroughly loved every single race. I mean, the boys have behaved. They've ran well. They've shown class. They've shown respect to drivers. We've had various different podium winners, and they all just came to play, and it was just phenomenal.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the highlight for me from this entire season was a wet Nürburgring in sprint races with a Porsche Cup car. Well, a damp Nürburgring. Let me correct myself. A damp Nürburgring. I think
Yes.
that was one of the most challenging events for the guys, and I mean that produced some of the most surprising results with guys like Mr. Snailian, after that we called him, or Gary, all of a sudden he has gelled with a cup car and is actually quick in it. So, yeah, we'll definitely have to throw some of that more in the next season for the boys.
No, for sure. It's been a little while. The boys have gone out of the track. They've got 11 minutes to qualify. We kind of throwing the works in the spanner, or the spanner in the works, or oh geez, I get my things so badly wrong. And the GT4 class cars have to qualify first. They've got 11 minutes to do so. So good time for them to smash it out there. Hopefully everything goes well. Top of the leaderboard by no surprise is Skitty, and then he is followed by Pace. Surprisingly, I haven't seen Frost do anything. He's still
Frost is still running around track.
So did he do a lap and did not do it properly? Well, not a lot of time left for him. I mean, he could potentially do what, another 2 laps, maybe 3 at most.
Yeah, he's quite. Yeah, he's only started his flying lap now, unless he's invalidated his previous lap.
Yeah, so he's still the one that needs to put it down. And of course, OJJ in the remaining Porsche. A man I take my hat off for the whole season. He's dominant in GT Sport by far. He's probably one of the quickest, or not one of the top 20 quickest is what I would call it, within the GT Sport community. And he drives phenomenally quick there. And then putting him in an ACC car this whole season, he's been giving it stick and beans, trying things out, learning as it is. But I take my hat off because he hasn't given up.
Yeah, no, look, he's. I saw the results from the weekend's racing, and he was right up there. So, yeah, I think it's been a learning curve for him. And it hasn't been the easiest of seasons. So I think he's got a baptism of fire, basically. And I hope that the next season he gets a bit more closer to the front where, truthfully, he does belong. So, yeah. I see some of the boys have laid down some laps. So I see Pace is 0.2 behind Skitty at the moment. Robin and Dave, that's quite close, 1.2 seconds and 1.8. So I think that's going to be the battle for the best out of the rest on the GT4 side. They're going to be fighting for 4th spot and basically waiting for the front 3 to really just make a mistake.
Yeah,
and then Gary, I mean, we were all shocked. Gary outperformed his quite a bit quicker teammate Sarge, who unfortunately could not make it tonight due to some study commitments. And as I say that, Sarge pops a message on the stream to say good luck to his Snailian teammate, and he says he needs to get a podium. So, well, there we go, Gary. You got to fight for a podium. Let's lay down the podium.
I was wondering if we missed something, because I was kind of like, numbers didn't make sense to me. I see more GT4 cars or I see GT3 cars, but I didn't really do my maths properly. It's probably just because I've done so much math the whole day. My brain is knackered, to be fair. Very, very knackered. So it's not because of racing, it's just because of our normal day-to-day activity. But that's a different topic for discussion. So where are we? 2, 3...
Frost has laid down a lap. Not the best of laps from him. He's 0.8 behind, so he's sitting in 4th. Dave is currently sitting in 3rd. He's only 0.7 behind. So Dave's pulled a lap out of somewhere.
And do my eyes perceive me? Is that a GT3 car on track?
Oh no! It's back to the pits. It jumps straight back to the pit. No, whoa, frack! Charlie is. Oh boy, Charlie's out on track. Why, Uncle Charlie?
Why, Uncle Charlie? Why? This is unreal, unbelievable.
Oh no!
Of course, someone will go and smash out the rules and not listen to anything I say, or probably don't understand what I say. But yeah, it is what it is. He's got 20 minutes of qualifying. The poor man's giving it beans. Technically, he shouldn't be there because it should just be the GT4 cars here. I'm fairly sure all the GT3 cars are going like, no.
Yeah, I'm sure Dave is like having a heart attack because his teammate is out on track
He is in pits though. He's back in the pits. Charlie went back to the pits, probably realizing something is horribly wrong.
I hope so. I hope he's realized, oops, and
Yeah,
run back to the pits.
it didn't go his way. So the boys currently on the track. The individuals passing the start-finish line. They should be in the position to finish their qualifying lap. I can't see anyone that might make another lap. So Skitty is coming down the final few corners, sector 3, the fastest left and right hand turn. Oh, I need to get the track names. Oh, I'm terrible. You know it may be better than me.
The corner names, I just know this is Silverstone and it's got some funky corners. That's all I know.
It's a British track. I need to learn these things. Okay, so
I know there's maggots and beckets, and there's a long straight, and then there's a wall that bites hard at the end of that, and that's about as far as my knowledge goes on this wonderful British circuit.
Okay. I've got two screens, so I have the privilege to open up two different screens, be available to watch the one and watch the other one. So this is what they now call Luffield Corner, I think.
Okay. Luffield?
Luffield, and then Woodcote. Oh, geez, my English is even worse than my track corner enunciation. Yeah, I'm with you. Maggots and Beckets is easy. Hairpin straight, and then maybe Stowe, I know, but that's about it. So, killing it off when Charlie is in the pits. Kitty puts it there. Pace goes in the pits. Frost, he is still in a position to finish his lap. The question stands, will he be able to better it? Because at the moment he is fifth on our screen, but that's because we had a GT3 car out on track. But nonetheless, so that's fourth on it. Can he get himself ahead of Dave, which I'm sure he wants to? Does so very, very nicely. So top 3 at this moment is again the top performance we've seen this season. Skitty, Pace, Frost, Dave, Robin, Checo, OJJ, and then Mulgari. So now we should be in a position to see the GT3 cars on track. They've left their pit stops not so long ago, busy doing their outlaps, currently looking at Popcorn, who I believe, and again, I think this man is going to be properly on pace tonight.
Yeah, I think Popcorn is probably the favorite, just due to his speed he's shown throughout the season. But I'm hoping NTZ and Mr. Mutwa brings the speed, and then I know Mark will probably have a few words after the race for me, because I keep putting bad karma on him and say Mark for the win. So I got to keep going. Fireblade for the win. At some point it's got to pay off.
At some point it has to. At some point it has to. But yes, the favorite, like you said, Popcorn is probably up there. He's been twice in a podium position this season. His teammate fellow Eleanor Pace, which means the Pace boys are trying to smash up a big victory tonight, taking it home. So they're gonna battle very hard. Having said that,
so if we look at it, so it's obviously very close between Pace and Frost. So, I mean, if you look at their times, it's maybe 0.1 between them. And on the point side, Valento and Pacecorn, there's literally 2 points difference. So basically, whoever finishes ahead of the other, I think they have got it in the bag. So if both Valento, so Frost and Slow, if they finish ahead of Pace and Popcorn, I do believe they will clean it out. But if I have a look at it, let's not forget it is double points. So tonight, both GT3 and GT4 is double point scoring. So if you get that first place, and if you get it in both, you are scoring massive amounts of points. So basically, the reigning champions, the fastest team, as they just like to have called themselves, Kitty and Mutwa, if they can pull out the double win on both sides, they will sneak the win out and take this championship mathematically.
They will. That's very true.
It's
So it's
going interesting.
it's gonna be, and I mean, I've got. So currently we're watching GTA Slow, which is he's part of Frost. Now Frost has been doing phenomenally well throughout the season. Got a couple of wins here and there, set the benchmark, and I think Slow in general has just had some bad luck. Whether it is, I don't know, but it's just not gone his way. Now today with a open track, less GT3 cars, I'd love to see where he comes up, how it plays to his advantage. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the Ferraris on track, but they do not like curbs.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping that some of the guys took the additional 2 weeks of prep time and used it to their advantage. So I hope, that would have helped some of the slower guys to, especially the long weekend, if you didn't go away, that they used that time to find some speed. Well, I hope so.
So do I. I mean, Silverstone is such an awesome track. It's amazing. It's flowing. It is a track I never touched even prior to ACC. It wasn't a track I knew of. The only way I knew of Silverstone was, of course, looking at Formula One. Now, Formula One is a big motorsport thing. Everyone knows Formula One. If you don't know Formula One, then you will never know Silverstone. And I never driven it. Not on any console, not on any game, not on any something. And it took me a while to understand the flow of the track, but I have to admit it. Once you put the amount of time on this track, you will end up loving it.
So the first gauntlet has been dropped, and Mutwa has gone 3/10 quicker than Popcorn on their first official flying lap.
Holy crap. That is what I did not expect. That McLaren seems to be the OP car these days. I don't know why, but it is just phenomenally quick. Now, because we console, we are unfortunate because we can't put ballasts on here and we can't do real life penalties and all that. But I mean, that car is phenomenally quick.
Yep, no, it is definitely no slouch. It definitely has some great speed and oomph in the back of that.
He's heading out for another one, and then where is that? Ahead of him is Popcorn. So he's kind of chasing Popcorn just from a qualifying standpoint. So visually, I gather that Mutwa goes like, he looks at the telemetry, sees the delta, understands the delta, and all he's doing is pushing, and go like, I can catch him. And look at that. That's a 158.9 for a qualifying at this caliber. Phenomenally quick.
Yeah, no, that's a proper lap. That is a proper lap for sure. I know he was mentioning in the chats today that he was doing low 59. So I do think he's got to be happy with that time.
Or a personal best. Or he's just been telling fibbles to everyone else going, only that. And then he comes out to track and smashes a low 50, a high 58.
The mind games are real.
But in all fairness, it is fairly close. So if we look at it in generally, it's very close. Top three boys, Mutwa, Popcorn, Slow is there. NTZ is in the frame, probably struggling a bit.
Yeah, it's basically, if you look at it, the top three in the GT3s is the same teammates as the top three in the GT4s.
Yes.
So clearly, the teams are working exceptionally well together. And no, let's not take anything away. NTZ, he doesn't have a teammate. He's been taking this on as a lone ranger. And he's been learning, the Lambo. I think he took a great gamble taking that as a new car. And then Uncle Charlie, who came in as a replacement for Gavin, Mr. Ballistic, who was unable to finish out the season. So he's been learning ACC.
Exactly.
So that's also been a good learning curve for him. So and he's also no slouch in GTS side, so hopefully he finds a bit more and gets a little bit closer. And then Mr. Blade, well, I know he doesn't have outright pace, but he's just Mr. Consistent. So even if he does maybe qualify last in the GT3 class, he is always up for just a good, solid result. And I think from all the bad luck he's been having, just finishing the race without getting rammed or getting pushed off track or getting sent to Narnia, that would be a great result for him.
Yeah, that would be a great one. He's just bad, the worst luck this season. My heart fell down every single time he went like, no, bad race, no, bad race, no,
Yep.
bad race.
Yep.
So let's hope he
Exactly.
brings it back. Looks like he's going to go back to the pits. Jade Doble, on the other hand, hasn't put a time in. He's about the only GT3 that hasn't smashed any time on.
Maybe he's working with a plan. He's going to try and overtake all the GT4s from the back.
Well, I don't think that's very advisable. Imagine you've got 6 GT4s starting the race into maggots and beckets. That is just going to hurt you, I think, emotionally, for one. Race-wise, you're not going to be able to come back.
Yeah, no, I agree. So hopefully he does set a lap before quali runs out. He is basically only going to be able to finish this lap that he's on. So hopefully it's good enough to lead.
Mutua smashes a low 58 just at the final stint. And then Popcorn, where's Popcorn? He is a full second behind. He is still out on track. So Popcorn can still finish a lap. He's about the only one that can challenge that podium spot. Slow has managed the second place with what 200ths of a second ahead of Popcorn. So any mistake here is going to cause him not to be in the front grid road. Jay Doble didn't put a lap down.
Oh no. Okay. It's going to be tricky.
Yeah. And here is me making a joke about it, about a man starting behind GT4s, gonna go into it through maggots and beckets with 6, 7 GT4s ahead of him. I don't think that's smart. I don't think that's smart.
Hopefully he just gives them space and doesn't interfere, because I think the GT4 battle is going to be intense.
Very intense. And I can just imagine the boys sitting in the GT4 cars going like, huh? How does that work? Because now I wish I could see the delta at this moment, but from a delta standpoint of view, I cannot see whether he is up his time frame.
I can't see up or down. I think because he hasn't gone to the pits, he has to be up.
He has to be up, so he has to be pushing it.
The only thing I can thinking is that he's either equaling or he's up on his time. That's it. Other than that, why would you even consider completing the lap?
Yes.
Well, let's see. He's going to cross the line. Let's see.
No, he doesn't. Not even.
Oh no.
Valiant effort, though. Valiant effort.
He tried.
He tried. So let's look at it overall. So from a GT standpoint, we have Mutua that smashed it. Look at those. Best, fastest, first, second, and third sector. That is phenomenal. With Slow behind him. Popcorn, NTZ, Charlie, Blade, and then, of course, in the GT4s. Ooh, let's go back. So when things change, I have to do 50 things at once. Then we have Skitty, Pace, Frost, Dave, Robin, and Checker. That's overall. Oh, wait. Checo, OJ, Mulgary, Frankie is also there. Hey, I didn't even see Frankie here. My apologies, Mr. Katie and Bo. And then a GT3 car right behind the whole back.
The whole back. This is going to be so fun.
It is. In normal conditions, I would go like, is this the race start of shame? Or that is...
Well, let's have a look here on the YouTube chatter side. Well, Ethan, welcome to the side where you can hear us talking.
Yes.
And then Sculpey, looks like Sculpey's also in watching us. And Kalen was saying the track was colder in practice than quali. So I guess that's just a bit more of a curveball. And then Sarge, if you're still watching and not studying, I hope you are coaching your teammate in the background. And then we have got Ferdi. Yo, I'm not even going to try and pronounce Ferdi's surname. I might be swearing someone. And then, of course, Mr. Tintin, who is here watching as well. Why are you not racing, Mr. Tintin? Come on, tell us. Tell us. Why not?
Hey, Tintin is on PC. Don't let that man go away from PC.
Oh, yes, he's to PC. Okay. Fair enough.
I'm
You are
still
forgiven.
having talking about him. If he's still on the stream, I still want to see his new live streams on PC because man, that dude, he's got a voice of note. I don't know how he does it, but when he streams and he does his videos on YouTube and all that, I just enjoy watching it purely just because of the voice. Um, he's just got one of those phenomenal commentating voices that just soothes oozes of soothness. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, that sounds a bit much for me as well. Hey?
A bit of
I'll come
love.
with a husky and gruffy and just the east. I'll come with the East Rand slang. Okay, that's me. I'll bring the slang.
Bit of roughness. Nonetheless, look, we're not the only ones that's streaming. So we're doing this streaming purely based for community perspectives. Again, everyone that wants to know who we are, where we are, this is LNR, Logistical Nightmare Racing. So we do races on console and PC. Again, console and PC, the focal points are Assetto, Corsa, Competizione, and then of course GT Sport. Various intervals where we race on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Sunday nights. So again, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Insta, all those lovely social media accounts, and then of course all communications is in Discord.
Sounds
Warm up
awesome.
lap.
You also need to hit drive.
I don't necessarily have to. So
okay.
I've got it on an eye. It will ask me to hit drive the whole time until I actually do. But all it does is I can have the ability to have a different view.
Yes. Okay. Nice. Oh, that's. Oh yes, I forgot. This is a night race.
Yes.
But you see that we waited so long for this spectacular race. We've forgotten half of what's supposed to be happening here.
Exactly.
Double point, a night race.
Double points.
GT3's waiting for GT4s to finish practicing. You know, it happens.
It happens. So we've really put it out of the blocks. Hence, AKA, that is why the free practice tire was colder than your qualifying. Because qualifying was in day and your free practice was in the nighttime.
Okay.
Poor boys. I feel sorry for them. We really didn't make it easy for them on this one.
No, definitely did not. Well, grand finale, it can't be easy, and it can't just be the regular, you know, like, oh, we're going to rock up and race. I laugh. Some of the boys were saying today, I must release some some Season 3 details. And then Jay was saying, no, please don't, because just now, all that Paul's going to say is, every race, random car, random track, no practice. Here you go, 5 minutes before the race. This is what you get. Go race.
That's probably not a bad idea. Maybe just do that and smash it out.
Like that would save us so much time. You know, they had to decide right before the race. There we go. Here's your car. Here's your track. Off we go.
But what we do is we put the servers on randomizer. They can all practice a track, and the minute everyone exits and goes back in, then it's a different track, and then we go, that's your race track.
Oh my word! That lovely.
I wonder if we can do that though.
So one race, we can do one race. I'm sure we can do one race like that instead of a single make race. Do a random race.
Yeah, we'll just do a random race.
Where everyone in a single car, and it's Russian roulette for what track you're going to be racing.
Yes. So what we can do is we get everyone to join, and then we'll tell them all to hop into the server, and then when they're in, we tell them to hop out, and then go back in. And then when they back in, that's the track, that's the race, and let's smash it. Who knows what will come up? That will be very interesting.
You see, they make these suggestions themselves. We don't even make suggestions.
Oh dear, this is just going to be epic.
The guys are going to watch the stream back and go, "Oh my word, what have we done?"
What have we done? Well, this was now the warm-up lap. We visually watched the guys up front warming it up again. Focal point on the GT3 car. Heli cam view. Final few corners before we go into the start-finish straight line, and then a race on, I guess. So.
Yeah, exciting times, man. Here we go. They're filing up in double formation, so that means it's just about time to get going.
It is. Now I gotta just get all my cam set right.
Let's just hope for no drive-throughs.
This is Popcorn. He's in view. Look at the boys at the back piling up. Coming down the straight green. This is all we're waiting for. And it's green. Off the race, off the bench. GT3 car, they're way at the back now. I've got to just do this so that I can see everyone again. We can look at the telemetries. It looks like a clean start for the GT3 boys. They're going in a single file into Maggots and Beckett's. Of course, there's a lot of GT4 cars there at the back. They're going to be heavily disturbed by that one GT3 car, which my camera needs to get onto him. There she blows. So he has passed one. He has plenty more to pass.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep my eye onto him now until the telemetries and all that is picked up.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I do feel sorry for him. So they took it from a GT4 point. So boys have kicked off well. Skitty has lost one position, so he was pole. He is now second. Dave is still third. Frost in fourth. So Frost lost one. Then Robin, Checo, OJJ, Frankie, and Mulgary. So it looks very well there between the GT4 guys. Basically got a bit of a gap. That's good. These tires must be very warm and on point.
He's just flying. He's already over a second ahead.
Yeah, he's moved. It's like he had warm blankets on his tire and is just all ready to rock and roll. And he's got that whole... It's more than a second if you look at it. That is very well done.
Yeah, that is a astonishing opening lap.
And then there in the background you got that GT3 car still trying to work its way through the GT4s. That is technically a whole lap lost for that poor individual because he's got to work his way through the GT4s. I mean, it's not easy. It's not gonna be easy.
So
and then
while we got going, I think I need to pull up my lovely spreadsheet here with the individual scoring and find it here. There we go. I think I want to do one where we check if Mutua wins, Skitty second, but Pace wins and Popcorn third.
Yeah,
and
you gotta figure that out.
I want to do it as it is now because I think this might be a very close where it could finish, because if it finishes this way that it's set up now, man, I think the points are going to be absolutely just, it's going to be crazy.
Very crazy. And gap-wise, I don't know how these boys do what they do and how they do it, but I gotta admit and give it all hands down for NTZ. You did talk about NTZ before we started, and he's currently in 4th position, looking very comfortable with that Lambo, which is a car I think is just... I think it's more difficult to drive the Lamborghini than what it is the Porsche.
Yeah, no, definitely. The Lambo is, it's madness. That thing's just, it's different level crazy, man.
Yes, so But it's probably just one of those things where you got to learn how it works and see what it does and how it works. I just feel it's too tail happy. But where he sits at this moment, right behind Popcorn. Popcorn has been within the podium calendar positions, top 3, top 2. He's been there for the last few races, and he's got a guy like NTZ on his tail, which means NTZ has done enough practice and effort to be where he is today, because tonight he's on point.
Yeah, no, he is absolutely on fire tonight. Okay, so let's have a look. So,
and then we've got the GT4 guys, and it's changed now completely. So Pace had more than 1 second gap ahead of him. He has now dropped down. Skitty is chasing him down, and then Frost is not far behind him, and again Dave in 4th. So these top 4 boys are battling it out. This is going to end. I don't know. I can't even look. I don't even know who to call for.
It's madness.
This is excitement overload, man. Excitement overload.
Look, I'm hoping the boys do. You see, I don't want to, because I got told I'm not allowed to jinx him. So
yeah, you jinx people.
So that car that's in 11th, I hope he does good. There we go.
I somehow suspect, even when you're on the stream and I commentate, you are just a mad fan of Mr. Dave. And again, I cannot deny that. He has just been phenomenal throughout the season. But hands down, from a championship racing point of view, these front-running boys, Pace, Skitty, Frost, has just been all over each other. And that is Frost trying to make a move and capitalizing on Skitty, because Skitty just went a bit too short over that first curb, and he's got Frost all over his back end.
It'll be interesting.
This is coming to what I call the send it corner. You gotta put it in and stick your nose in, but you gotta time it well. Skitty closed the door right on him, knew that was the pace, and again, that is the send it corner. You send it in, you send it now, and you just take the position.
So, the way it stands right now, just want to make sure I've got all the calculations correct here. Okay, I see I am missing. You know, when you're missing some stuff here, it never goes well.
Excel's got to be your friend, man. Excel's got to be your friend.
No.
Skitty going very wide there. Frost capitalizing on that. Now, that's one of those questions. Did Skitty make him make that mistake? Or did Frost just forcefully put his nose in there and went like, I am taking this whether you like it or not?
That's well, it's always clean racing between them. So yeah, I'll welcome Dino. Dino's on the stream saying good luck to the boys. So yeah, we definitely, it's a good race going on here, Dino.
And again, this is now
is close together, but they are, by them fighting, they letting Pace get away, because Pace has got a 1.5 second gap. Mutua in front is he's gone. 4.1 second. The man is absolutely disappeared down the road. As long as he keeps it together, it's his. It would be his to lose, with a 4 second gap already.
It's like he came out of nowhere, like out of nowhere. I mean, I'm fairly sure, just by thinking back about all the comments in Discord and reality checks and all those things, I'm about 99% confident that this man who is running away has got a 5 second gap on the guy in second place, which is the teammate of Frost, has told everyone that he is terrible at Silverstone.
Yes, and he's lied. This is confirming he's lied to us. We will skin him alive after the race.
Like, that's a big bluff. He went out and bluffed it.
Massively, because no one expected him to be quick. No one. No. Everyone expected Popcorn, NTZ, slow, and he was just like, yeah, he's there or thereabouts. So I've done the points. So if it finished as it was before Frost decided to go past Skitty, Pacecorn would have taken the championship by 18 points, with Valento then dropping to second, and then the fastest team, unfortunately, would still not have enough points to take the championship. So Skitty needs first place.
Skitty needs first place.
Skitty needs a win. Otherwise, it's they not even going to get a. They're not even going to get a second place. They will just stay in third. So,
Goodness! So it's all up for grabs for Skitty and Mutua.
Yeah.
Well, Muta's putting it there.
Yeah, he's doing his bit. It's time for. I've been ragging Mutua the whole season that Skitty was carrying the team because he skipped one race that he wasn't able to make due to being on holiday with the family. So kind of been using that and kind of teasing him with that. So he's definitely taken it to heart and come to show us who is the boss right about now.
We officially have our first drive-through, and I'm guessing this is a drive-through for track limits. The only individual and man that has taken a KTM car, which I probably feel he regrets it, because I don't think this car is that quick on Silverstone. I could be very wrong, because this car is very quick on Monza, so I don't know how that works.
Yeah, no idea.
Like, I've got no idea. I've seen boys drive the KTM on Monza, and they are phenomenally quick. So again, this is not a very slow car, probably in the mid speed range, but when it's a long straight, I'm fairly sure it's got enough legs on him. But the poor man's got to drive through, so that's going to be a very long race for him.
It's going to be a long race.
Mark Gary here representing for his teammate Osage, who's not racing tonight. Doing good. He's chasing down OJJ.
He's 1 second behind OJJ. That's really not bad. I mean, he could be fighting there for another position, which would be awesome for him, because he was saying no, he'll be right at the back, and he's fighting. He is very close to OJ.
He is. He's very, very close. And the top two boys. So Pace has got an Aston on his rear end. Oh, Frost looking on the inside just before Maggots and Beckett's. Now that is going to be a daring move if he ever thought about it. But he's going to sit behind Pace, calculate when he's going to make a move. And I think he needs to make a decision now, because Skitty is not far from him. If these two boys battle, that's going to bring Skitty and Dave closer to them, which I don't think they want.
No, not really. I don't think they want that either. It weren't great, because Dave is not scared to overtake.
No, he's not. He's definitely not.
Go for it.
Dave is just as close to Skitty at the present stage. And you know what? Here's the thing. I mean, we talk about it all the time. I'm sorry, but I gotta go and say this. This is multi-class racing, GT3s and GT4s. I have to admit it. Just look at the close racing GT4s brings us versus what GT3 does. GT3 is a different class animal, because these boys have like got massive amounts of gaps now in between them. Mutua, who has bluffed the whole Discord channel and the community.
8.5 seconds ahead. No, man. This guy is pulling a baggy type race. He is just absolutely just blitzing the entire tire field.
Yeah.
So I've reworked the points, and with if Skitty somehow pulls out the win, Pace second, Frost third, and the GT3 stay as is. So Mutua first, Slow second, and Popcorn third. The points would be Valento on 660 and Pacecorn on 658. So 2 points difference. And then the fastest team, 658. So second and third would be equal. And Valento literally would be 2 points ahead. So Skitty and Skitty and Mutwa need to win, and you need pace to be third with his teammate in third. That would hand. I feel that would hand the championship to Skitty and them.
Well, I don't think that's gonna happen because just as we said that a lap ago, Pace and Frost shouldn't battle because it's gonna bring the guys behind them in close contention. And look at where we sit.
Yep, Skitty is getting closer.
And so is Dave. So this is going to boil down out of one or two things. What strategy are these boys coming into play? Because again, we are still talking about a 75-minute race. So anything goes. So they can fuel, they can tire. That is their choice. Only thing we need from them within the race is a stop and go. That's it.
Yes.
So what are they going to do?
Who's changing tires? Who's not changing tires? Who's taking how much fuel? Because they definitely won't make the full race on it. Or maybe the GT4s will make it, I think. But I know the GT3s won't make the full. Will they make the full race? They might make the full race on 90 minutes. Will they make it? It'll be close. Silverstone is quite hectic on fuel.
It is.
It'll be close. So yeah, but GT4, strategy. That's the next thing. That's going to be I think that's going to be the gamble. And then obviously, who doesn't make a mistake on the pit limiter, entering, exiting, hitting your box, not being realigned by the game to lift the car, where it's just a stop, jack up, drop, go type effect. So I think still plenty to be gambling with, and with the GT4s not really that spread out between the top 4 guys. I mean, Robin is only 5 seconds behind, or 5.7. But if you make a mistake in the pits, you're done for.
That's it. But you just highlighted mistakes now. Slow was in second position, and somehow he has now found himself right behind NTZ, battling now for the 3rd place position. Popcorn is now 1 up, but he's 12 seconds adrift from Mutua, which in itself is a lot. So Slow, that had the opportunity to get the podium, somehow made a mistake somewhere.
That all just plays into the hands of Skitty. So Skitty needs that help. This is this is so entertaining. With the championship so close between 6 drivers, putting their points together, it just makes it absolutely crazy, man.
It does, and for us multi-class, it's multi-class.
58 minutes to go. But I see Frankie has popped in on the stream and said he's been called to work, so he's had to retire unfortunately early and run away for some work.
Oh, that is unfortunate, man. Hey, work life comes ahead of our personal hobby life. I'll probably call it hobby life. But Slow now has to do a lot of work to get back to where he was or is. He's got a quick Lambo ahead of him.
And then I see Uncle Charlie is only 0.8 behind Blade. So that might be a nice little tussle brewing there, which would be good. Then at least it's not a boring race for both of them, just trotting along.
Yes.
Robin seems to be a little bit in no man's land because he's 4 seconds behind Skitty, but he's 13 seconds ahead of OJJ. So
and OJJ and Mulk Gary is battling at this stage. So there's a few battles on track. But you say 4 seconds. That's not bad because he seemed to have picked up some.
He's brought that down.
Yes.
It was 5.7. So he's definitely found something, and Skitty is not. He hasn't lost. Oh wait, hold on. Dave has passed Skitty.
Yes, Dave has passed Skitty.
Dave has passed Skitty. So Skitty, unfortunately, has made a mistake somewhere and has dropped to fourth spot.
Yeah, something had to have happened because that's Dave going very twitchy coming into that corner. Now that's going to give Skitty an opportunity to take back that position again. An open gap, there it goes. So these two boys probably had a bit of a battle. One overtook the other one. They've now had a 4-second delta deficit between them and Frost. And Frost is just, I don't know.
He's biding his time. Hey, I think he's just biding his time, sitting behind pace, and maybe waiting for the pit stop to take place, and then to see what happens from there on.
Again, it's all about strategy. I mean, I don't know. I can just imagine what's going on. I don't even know what I would have done. Half. Hope your tires last, because again, it is Silverstone. So,
I think if the GT4 would make it on fuel or get close, I would fill it up and just go at it. Because the GT4 should be, because it's so cold, should be a lot less wear on the tires compared to the GT3. So you should be able to make the full race on a set of tires. But I don't know what the drop-off would be compared to someone changing tires. But I don't know if you would gain that whole 30 seconds that it takes changing tires. I think I guess that's the key question. I'm sure someone would have simulated that somewhere.
they would have. I know from experience and maybe doing quite a bit of racing on Silverstone, from a GT3 standpoint, is you got to have that initial gap. So where Mutoir sits at this moment, I think he's fairly comfortable enough to probably just go bit fuel, and if his tires are depleted, he'll have enough of a buffer to then survive the last few laps, because
at the rate he's going,
yes,
he could put in, take tires, and still make back his time that he's lost. And
exactly. So
he's already 15 seconds ahead. I mean, he's not even halfway through the race yet.
yeah, and he's now the leader of the pack. He's starting to gap the lapping the GT4s. So he's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. He's probably going to lose a bit of time, but he's doing it in such phenomenal style that it looks flawless. He looks like a genuine pro tonight. I don't know what it is, but A game for sure.
Yeah, no, he's come for the win. I think that he was like, well, I need a win, I will get a win, and that's it. There's no question around that, and leaving it up to his teammate to do what he can in the GT4s, and that's it. As they say.
He passed his teammate and it looked like Skitty just made an error there. How Skitty still survived to keep it ahead of Dave, I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes I look at Skitty and go like, can there just be any good luck to this man? Because
I know. I don't know what we need to do to have him have a good race, an entire good race. Because they seem to be way too far and few for the amount of speed that he has.
I'm starting to think it's the luck of the LNR way. I really, I don't get it. We're all in support for all other communities out there. So for everyone watching the stream, look, this is South African sim racing. We're an open book and an open cover and all those things. We support everyone else around us, PC, console, you name it. I mean, if you want, hook up with us and we'll just promote you in our Discord channel. At the end of the day, we all love sim racing. We all enjoy it everywhere else. It's competition everywhere else. But having said that, Skitty dominates in other communities. And then he comes in this end and it's like...
Yep. All hell breaks loose.
Yeah, it's like the clouds swallow him up and just go, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm yet to get that answer from this man.
Yeah, I also don't know. I see Frost is he's dropped to about a second behind pace. So I think he's kind of just I think he's biding his time there. He's working with a different strategy.
He is biding his time. So Skitty has lost the position to Dave. He has now got Robin in his
I see
rear
Robin
view.
joined the party. So, oh boy, they are now a three-way for third place.
They are a three-way now for in the mix there. Over there is Mr. Popcorn, who's currently in second position. Again, he's got a train of GT4s he's got to pass. Not an easy task though. Ooh. Pushes Kitty out there very wide, and again, it's very difficult for GT4s to change their line. Flashing the lights to Dave, going, I'm coming through, make space. Poor Dave has to do last minute adjustments.
There was a slight bit of aggressiveness there, but I think he's trying to keep his gap to NTZ and Slow. That's also coming through. I think they are now just absolutely destroying that poor three-way battle there for third place in the GT4 fight.
And this is what makes it so entertaining. So Slow has managed to pass NTZ. Slow is slowly catching up on Popcorn. So another change. And then look at this. Boys just want to go 5 wide, 3 wide. Oh.
Someone's going to cry.
Someone's going to cry. Wild respect there coming into Maggots and Beckett's. It was a thought, I guess, there by NT. Ah, oh, come on, camera, come on.
Yeah, where are we going? There we go.
There we go. Back onto it. So again, time will be lost by the boys running in the GT3 cars. There's no argument about that. It's how you manage the traffic.
Yeah, well, with all of that going on, Mutua has pulled a 17-second gap. That's
unreal.
Away. Uncle Charlie has passed 5 Blade, so Blade is and he's actually gapped. He's gapped 5 Blade. So he's pulled 3 seconds on 5 Blade. So Blade definitely not having a great race tonight. I don't know why, because last week he was saying that he seemed to have found quite a bit of pace with the Aston. So a bit surprised he's battling tonight.
Well, talking about it, man, the Aston's a very good car, and I love the Aston. Everyone who's seen me, you know me, you're a big Bentley fan. But I gotta be fair and honest. I mean, Aston at Silverstone is a lovely car, but for some other weird reason, there's just not, I would say, enough torque on that car to get it that fast.
It feels that it lacks a bit of grunt.
Yes.
Just keep it going around Silverstone.
Yeah, you as much as I love the Aston around Silverstone, you have to, I don't know, it's like fight it. You have to fight the car to get something out of it, and you gotta fight it in so many weird ways that you need more speed into the corner. So you need to have like a better, faster entry to get that momentum carrying through out of the exit.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a. I see Frost is he's only 0.5 behind pace now again, so he seems to be getting closer, then falling back. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see what his plan is with 47 minutes left to go, and then I see Robin is still sitting there right behind Skitty, and Skitty's still looking at Dave, but I fear that those three have lost the front two, because I see there is a 11-second gap now.
That's Frost trying to take over. Oh, my contact made. Frost and Pace made contact.
Oh no. There I see Pace is spinning. Is he back on?
Oh, he's back on. So Frost has made a slight contact with Pace, and again, I think it was all just an opportunistic move. I mean, Pace went very wide there coming out of that corner, and that was trying to avoid the Lambo that had a bad entry and exit coming out there. Yeah. And again, doing so gave Frost the opportunity of the inside line. Now, because on that corner, it sort of closes you down. I mean, it is club. Yeah. If you mess it up in Vale and get out of club wrong, you need to come back into getting the car in the straight line so that you have the momentum and speed for Abbey. But respect out there.
Yeah, I was about to say, Frost immediately slowed down, waited for him, gave the spot back, and basically immediately just jumps back straight onto the rear bumper of Pace and keeps fighting.
Keeps fighting.
How much time did they lose to Dave?
I
Or
don't
shall I say,
know.
how much time? Well, not that much, because Dave is 7.8 seconds behind, so about 4 seconds. So we need another one of those to bring the other GT4 boys back into the fold.
Yes. So even with that in mind, they didn't lose a lot of time. They just managed to keep it intact and put it through. Big respect for the boys doing this on race night.
The problem, I think, is that sliding. If Pace is not changing tires, that would have unfortunately punished his tires some. Hopefully, it did not cause any flat spots. So yeah, that's added an extra little wrinkle to the situation with his tires.
Exactly.
Depending on what it does.
And
So we're getting to the 45-minute mark. So if there were guys that were doing the 50-50, I assume we'll probably start seeing the early guys hitting the pits. Gary, I see, has already done his pit stop, so he's decided, done, finished, in, out, and away he goes. So yeah, let's see. Next 45, at the end of it, we are crowning a champion. A team
of champions. Yeah, that's what we hear and aim for. Last race of our second season at TvT. It's the finals. Again, we don't do multi-class racing. We've just made it a multi-class race to end the season off with a bang.
Yeah, so far this race, just when we think it was starting to get a bit stale, the front leaders in the GT4 class decide to, hey, hold on, let's give you some excitement. I see that Popcorn, am I seeing correct, has now pulled a 3-second. Well, he's got a 3-second gap over Slow, and Slow has pulled a 2.5-second gap over ATZ. So that battle there seems to be starting to settling down, and Mutua is like 20 seconds ahead. So, or call it 21.6 seconds ahead. So the podium, unless they make a mistake, I think they are starting to solidify their positions there right at the top.
Yeah, that's for certain at this moment. And I think because it's a team event, I can imagine these boys are kind of on the same chat, having constant communication with each other, pushing each other on. Because again, Slow is, I don't know if Slow is under severe pressure. I'd love to know whether he is or is not, but he wasn't second, and he is working his way up.
Pace is in the pits.
Oh, now that's an interesting one. And that was quick.
Yeah, let's see if it's a long pit stop or if it's a short pit stop.
Well, that looked very quick. I just quickly went over to him. It seemed like a stop and go.
Not tires. That might have been a bit of fuel, and that's it. There definitely was not tires being changed involved in that.
Now I wonder how that works. Because again, I did look at the driving style of Pace the whole season. Just summarizing it all up, I don't recall him having such a good start in the first session of a race. He normally sits back, holds back, tries to battle it out, and then he somehow comes back at the second end of it. So I think we're going to see a lot of Pace now, unless he hasn't changed tires, which is probably going to deter him, but this will be very interesting.
Yeah, so I'm waiting just for the timing screens and everything to pop up, just for it to filter through so we can just see. So Pace is 6 seconds behind OJJ, so he's roughly 35, 40. So he's 42 seconds behind Frost. So definitely did not take tires. That pit stop was way too short for tires. So I think he's purely taken some fuel, and he's gambling on the rubber that he has. But as I said, I think the rubber on the GT4s should be able to go the full 90 minutes without needing to change tires, with it being so nice and frosty. The tie should last, hopefully.
Hopefully. Well, let's catch up on the boys on the GT3s because we've been smashing GT4s from the word go almost. But that's where all the excitement is because these boys have got big caps. Big
We'll
caps.
blame Mutwa. All Mutwa's fault.
Oh,
All
Mutwa.
Mutwa's fault. He's gone and raced away at 23 odd seconds. The boy can do a pit stop and change tires.
And win.
He's going to drop back and be able to still go ahead and win the race. Like, absolutely madness, man.
Madness.
Absolutely madness. On fire.
On fire. I still see slowly catching up Popcorn. So it's there, but it's there not, and it's there. But
yeah, that fight is not done yet. There's still a fight coming before the end of the race there.
It's still there. So again, the question stands. Team Racing, these boys on talk, on speaker, they within the same chat group. I don't know what they use. Would you like go Frost is giving him stick, going like, go boy, go catch it. We need to win this series. Because at this moment where it stands, as it stands, now not considering the pit stop from Pace, Popcorn and Pace is in a team. They are in reality sort of ahead of Frost and Slow.
Yeah, so they currently would be ahead by about 10 points if they finish with Popcorn second and Pace first. So yeah, that's Valento, which is Frost and Slow, definitely needs Slow to get into that second spot. Then it becomes very, very close again between them and Pacecorn, who would take that. Then it's a point or two, whichever way that goes. Unfortunately, with Skitty sitting in fourth spot, realistically, that takes them completely out of the battle for the championship. He needed the win, and we kind of needed maybe Dave or NTZ to jump in and be between Pace and Valento just to give them that bit of a gap. So I think realistically, at the moment as it stands, it's in theory, it's a two-team race for the championship now.
So Team Valento and Team Pacecorn is what are we calling it? So that's where the big battle is. And again, as we talk about it, Slow just took another second off Popcorn. So this battle is brewing up very, very slowly.
Frost is in the pits as well.
Frost now back in the pits, so that's going to be interesting to watch. That was a quick one.
Let's see if he comes out.
No!
Oh my word.
That
just destroys. Oh man.
My head hurts just thinking of that. Like literally just thinking of that. But I don't know what happened. So look at the gap now. This is Pace ahead of Frost, and he's now heading into Vale/Club. And if you look at Frost,
he's way down.
He's only going into Stone now.
So Frost, I think, changed tires.
That is a big possibility.
And on top of that, sped either in or out of the pit lane. Probably
in.
He's taken tires.
He has.
Definitely taken. So he's going with a different gamble and going like, well, you know, this is what he's doing. So, but unfortunately, that drive-through, that's gonna pay due to. That's just gonna end it. He's top 3 is, I think, realistically out the door now for him.
Definitely out the door.
Join the stream here, saying, "How's it, gents?" He sees Shark has been joined by the banana representative.
Yes. We got orange and yellow all the way now. So, that brings a whole new ballgame because now Slow is still catching Popcorn a second a lap.
Yeah. Yes.
So that means this battle is on. That's sort of what it is. But Frost is now not only 30 seconds behind pace because he changed tires, but he's also going to be a drive-through behind pace. And that through Silverstone is probably the longest drive-through you will ever have, besides Spa.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so let's do this. So pace, I think will take the win, to be honest.
Well, that's what it looks
then,
like.
Yes, let's say Popcorn gets third, and Frost, I think realistically fourth. Would that be the fourth?
I don't know. He's done his drive-through. He is through and he's cleared. He's ahead of Mulgari, but he is far behind Robin.
Let's say realistically, let's say fourth place. Let's go with the fourth. Okay, so that's pace, Popcorn, Frost, and then Slow, we're giving a second place to. So let's see what that would do to their points, because that is, it might be close or it might be completely just. Then we know. Then we will know. So Frost and Slow.
Well, you do the points in the background.
I will do the points in the background while you keep us up to date. I see a few more of the boys have jumped into the pits.
Yeah,
so that's good to know.
Slow has caught up on Popcorn, and again he's been a second a lap quicker than Popcorn. Now here we go with the age-old challenge we all have as sim racers. It's way easy to catch up to someone, but to make a pass and make a move is a different discussion. And again, of course, Jacques on chat is flirting with us because he reckons we sound sexy.
Oh my word! Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks, Jacques. Now I don't feel uncomfortable at all. You know.
No.
You know.
Next time, please bring us flowers and take us out for dinner first.
Oh boy, that's just typical of my teammate. Can't take him nowhere, and he just destroys the mood completely.
Definitely does. So where do we sit now? So we still have big battles. Dave, Skitty on here. I mean GT4 to GT4. Dave did have a gap, Skitty all over him. It seems like Skitty's now a bit more settled. I would call it, this is his comfort level.
Yes.
This is what I call the send-it corner. Dave covering it off very nicely, and it's again not that easy. Heading into farm is what I call the send-it corner. It's just one of those things where if you get it right coming down or out of Abbey, then you have a realistic chance or opportunity to make that move count. But you got to make the guy ahead of you at least make some sort of mistake or fumble going into Abbey. It's all about speed.
Yeah, it's interesting to see because they are the only two GT4s that have not pitted yet. So
that's far.
Yeah, let's see how deep do they go into the. Oh, jeez. Brandon says, someone just say, oh no, I'm not saying that for me. You can read it, boss. Maybe you can say that.
Yeah, just say grrr for me. Oh my word. Oh my word.
And Jock is saying he's just setting the mood for us. Oh geez, guys, you are just absolutely awesome.
This is sim racing, boys. Not
late night with sharks and banana.
Oh no, that sounds horrible. Oh, let's not go there. Let's bring it back. Sharks and banana.
Okay. So I've done the I've done the points. Sad news, unfortunately. Valento would be exactly 30 points short.
Of the win.
Of the win. It will actually be extremely close between Valento and the faster team, who would then get second. There's about a 5-point swing in it between them. So it will be close.
It completely changed the whole dilemma. We've been watching the stream for the last almost an hour, give or take. I mean, 45 minutes or so. And it's been a constant battle between the top boys. Of course, we've been streaming and showcasing the GT4s way more than what we do with the GT3s. because the battle is there. The point deciding boys are there.
Just to let you know, Slow is only half a second behind Popcorn.
And then you see this Skitty drive through. That is track cuts through and through, and he hasn't even done a pit stop yet.
Oh, jeez. These guys know how to completely mess up our awesome points and just like, no, hold on, hold my beer. Let me show you how to complicate your life.
Yes, let's complicate your life. Where you thought it was between Team 1 and Team 2, and now it's between Team 2 and Team 3, and now officially might be Team 4 and Team 3.
Oh, geez, these boys are, yeah. So Slow is all over Popcorn from what I can see. So that might be a good a good showcase for the GT3s and no more GT4s.
Yes, well,
And Skitty and Dave is in the pits. I assume Dave Skitty is first going to do his drive-through.
yes,
and
probably.
then that's all.
Probably that's just gonna hurt him. Popcorn headed into the pits now as well. Now
Ah,
that freed
as
up
we-
Slow.
Yes, so now let's see what Slow can do. If Slow can lay down some good laps.
And clear it up because he was phenomenally quick. Like he
Yes.
caught up on Popcorn a second a lap. Then of course natural momentum, get stuck behind the guy you're catching. It's very difficult to pass him. You get into that whole zone by following his line, unable to make the move, and now you have open air. So now you gotta make the most of it. It's probably not gonna be to the best beneficial for the end of the team, but he needs to make up as much points as he can.
Would still be nice to finish the season off with a podium.
Would be.
If I'm not mistaken, that would be Slow's best result for the season. So that'll certainly be a fantastic result for him. I can actually double check and confirm for us, and that no, he's had a third. Slow has had a third place, so he's had one podium. But other than that, his average position is between 8th and 11th.
So this is a good
So this would
point.
still be a very, very, very good result for Slow. So
Yeah.
that is awesome. So he just needs to keep at that, and I think bring home as much points as he can, and try and not get a drive-through as well.
Now, from a number crunching scenario, considering that all of these things have now changed, Skitty also got a drive through and he's now served it. So that puts him out of contention. He was right behind Dave.
Yes.
So that's done and dusted, lost. Robin is still very close though to Dave.
Yeah, so Robin is in third. Yeah, so we now have Pace in first, Dave in second, Robin in third. And Robin is definitely is not out of it to fight for that second. He's only 2.5 seconds behind Dave. So definitely and Robin's always a strong finisher. So I definitely would bet some money that he will definitely be having a go at Dave before the end of this race, if he can get to him.
That is very true. Now you see there Robin flashing his lights, angry at Jay Doble there. I think it's Jay Doble, is it? No, it's another Ferrari. Who would it be? No, it's Popcorn. So Popcorn made a mistake somewhere coming out of Abbey. Not 100% sure what happened there, but not his best outlap, second lap after he pit stop. So Slow is in the pits. He is coming down the start-finish line. Slow is off the pit mark. Where does this finish? This is where it counts. That is an undercut.
Yeah.
A very close one though, because he's just out of the pits, heading into Maggots and Baggots. And there is Popcorn in a few tenths.
Yeah, this is the fight is on. The fight is on for second place then.
It
between Popcorn and Slow. So now to see if Slow can pull away from Popcorn.
That's the other thing. So can he keep that momentum, that speed, that effort for the next 26 minutes? Again, the race is not over yet, so anything can go. I'm not even sure if these guys changed tires. It doesn't look like they did. So it's going to affect both of them if none of them change tires. But a man on the move at this stage is Frost. He was 15 seconds down based on the
Oh,
telemetries to Robin.
and
He has made
and
that up.
yeah, he's down to 8. Holy smokes! So there could still be a fight on here because remember he changed tires,
Yes.
so he took a fresh set of boots, and that might start to it might not get him back to pace, but it might possibly just get him back to a second place. So it might still not be over yet. That would be a comeback story and a half if he gets it from to get himself back into second place. Because then,
It will.
I mean, that just bring them completely back into contention. And with slow passing popcorn, I mean, this is going to get interesting. Mutwa finally in the pits.
Finally, Mutwa in the pits. See, looking. So we've been talking about this the whole time, and we're going to continuously talk about it because this is where everything comes into play. It's like things on here is just changing minute by minute. Again, another second down there from Frost and Robinson, and if you look at Robin, just behind him is Frost. That's not that far, and ahead of him is Dave, who is now currently in second position.
Yeah. Yeah, this is interesting. So, the one curveball I think we left with, the unknown, would be Blade. How far does Fireblade go into this race to pit? Because he is. I'm just waiting for my timing to fix itself.
He's about 14 seconds ahead of Mutwa.
So yeah, okay. So he would definitely give back that position if he just does a stop and go for that 1 liter of fuel.
Yes.
But he has enough of a gap over slow that if he puts in and he only takes a bit of fuel, he's going to come out in second spot, and you would absolutely surprise the entire field.
That is a very big possibility there, because again, NTZ has dropped down a bit, still doing phenomenally well.
9 seconds behind Mutwa, so I mean that's a give or take, what's that, 23-second gap. That might be just enough for a stop and go. So this will be close. It'll be close. It'll be interesting.
It'll be very close. So gaps are getting smaller and smaller on the last 23 minutes of the race. I mean, for everyone watching, I would probably advise you don't go away, because this is at the final legs of a phenomenal race ending.
Yeah, and Frost is taking about a second a lap out of Robin.
It is. I'm just looking at the delta, keeping an eye on it, seeing as it drops down, because that's going to be a battle. These boys currently in the GT4s in second, third, and fourth are chasing each other down. No two ways about it.
In theory, there's about 12 laps left. So if he takes a second a lap out of Robin, he'll have enough time. The problem I am seeing is that Robin is losing about a second a lap to Dave. Yeah, he's dropped from 2.5 behind Dave. He's now up to 8 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
There's
so
definitely
he's dropped
time lost.
Considerably dropped a lot of time to Dave, unless Robin's made a mistake somewhere that we did not see. But Dave, I think, possibly has got second place secure, and Frost he is absolutely catching Robin like a stupid rate of knots. It's mad.
Yeah. He's a man on the mission, fuming at this moment.
Yeah,
I'm fairly sure he is fuming because
madly upset himself.
That pit stop didn't go in his favor. He had the right plan. I think he was strategically wise to go in, change his tires, have better new tires on hand to then go and challenge for position onto pace.
Yeah. I definitely think so as well. I think drive-through definitely killed his mojo quite a bit.
Unbelievable. How the things changed just by doing
Blade
one mistake.
still going. Blade is still going.
He is, and he can push it for as far as he can. I do believe we have an open, a pit time window box, so I do hope he keeps an eye out on that. Make sure he at least gets to the pit box before it closes down, because
otherwise it's a DQ.
Yeah, and sadly that's in-game given. There's nothing we can do on our end to take it away, so I do hope he's got his eye on that. He's still got a bit of traffic ahead of him, so that is Mulgary with his GT4 taking the racing line, keeping as it is, so that will slow up Fireblade. Phenomenal drive by these guys, I have to admit it. Even though we have a couple of guys on the server, I think for a 75-minute race, they have definitely kept us entertained.
Yeah, no, they've and clean. They've kept the racing clean. I mean, from what we've seen, there's been one incident, which was Frost and Pace, and I mean they waited for each other. So I mean, other than that, I've not seen any major incidents or anything. So I think we provisionally would be able to announce at least a championship winner tonight.
Provisionally.
So, provisionally.
Battle is on now. Frost is right on top of Robin.
Yep,
Robin is definitely losing time. It's got to be a tire thing. It has to be a tire thing.
Has to be tires. I mean, even Dave has taken 1 or 2 seconds out of pace.
Yes. So the boys that went in and thought that pit stop was needed with the tire change has done it and seem to be a lot quicker at the moment versus the guys that hasn't. So they've got to be struggling. That's why I love Silverstone. Silverstone gives you that element whereby you have the chance or the opportunity to take a tire and still win a race.
Yeah, that's definitely, because tire wear just seems to be, and I really thought the GT4s would survive on one set of tires, but obviously it can, but the drop off, looking at what Frost is doing, is considerably high compared to a new set of boots.
Exactly. It's weird how it sort of works itself out. I mean, we do have cold conditions. I mean, it's a 5-degree track night, so it's a very common northern hemisphere UK temperature. Why the clouds? And again, I have to validate that. There is no clouds. I'm looking out of my window. There is none at all. And I can assure you it's about 5 degrees tonight. So this is what I would call real life scenario.
Oh, there we go. Awesome. That's just the way we like it. I see Dave has taken another second out of pace. So I know pace is ahead by 17.5 seconds, but I mean, taking a second out of pace, that is considerable.
That is considerable.
And I see that Frost is battling to get past Robin. Robin's definitely playing a very good strategic blocking game here.
Yes, well, it's all fair. I mean, this is for racing. Everyone gets points. It's for position. You gotta get it. I don't think anyone paid briberies here, so you gotta win it.
Podium position, so I would also be fighting tooth and nail for that if I was Robin.
Yeah, so would I, but I'll be probably sounding out a couple of words and go like, come on, you're not gaining anything from this, let me be.
And then just to add to it, they've got a GT3 coming up behind them.
I do believe that is Charlie. So Charlie is big daring move. Whoa. They're going too wide out of that corner.
Please don't take that angle, Charlie. Please don't take the boys out.
Yes, Charlie knows he's got the quicker car, but he just wants to take that position past these two boys. And of course you can do it down the straight. I mean, that GT3 has got enough speed in itself to do that. Although it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, as you say that, the Aston misses a gear and goes 50 kilometers an hour slower.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, I didn't expect that to be that subtly massive. I was like, surely.
I think he made a mistake coming out onto the straight, so he had no drive.
Okay, so he's gonna take this. Is he gonna settle in between them? No, he's gonna take.
That was. Ay.
What's the Afrikaans word for haarbal close? This is what
Yeah,
I'm going with.
that was hairline fracture. That.
Yes, there we go. For the
There we go.
English-speaking people, I couldn't.
There's a nice clean word.
Yes, I couldn't get one up now. So these boys are battling. They are the closest battle. Anything up for grabs here. I cannot see anywhere else a closer battle, with the exception that Popcorn is still trying to chase down Slow. I mean, again, this is big ups for position and for points, so anything can happen from where we are as it stands. And I think officially, unofficially, kind of looks like it's going to be Team Pace Corn that might take the victory of Season 2 at Team versus Team. But not yet confirmed because there is still battles ongoing.
Still 15 minutes to go, so as we saw, lots can happen. Spin-outs, drive-throughs.
The inevitable drive-through.
Yeah, the inevitable drive-through. Not that I would think Silverstone is not really known for drive-throughs. I don't know. Is it?
Exactly. I was just about to ask you. I cannot think that Silverstone is one of those tracks where you can get that many drive-throughs. I mean, realistically wise, it allows for you to go wide on some of the corners, and most of the corners are very wide. So where would you cut tracks?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, and the only place I can think of is maybe the old, what's it? The old straight. No, not even there. Yeah. Actually, I don't know. Maybe Maggots and Beckett.
Maybe. No.
Well,
I'm going through
we can always ask Skitty. Skitty will tell us where he cut the track.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask that question. I am. But I'm also just looking through all the racing drivers on stream at this moment. And to be fair, we have probably showcased only most of the top boys running tonight. But
Yes.
in all fairness, these battles have been all over the show. A guy on stream, Checo, in his Merc, running his own race. I can't even remember where he qualified, but doing very well. He's trying to chase down OJJ. Gary is sitting right behind him in 15th position. So again, another battle that might be brewing soon, because the gap between them is not that far. 13 seconds might look like a lot, but it's not. And again, of course, we've seen that Frost has made a move.
Yeah, Frost has gotten past finally after it took him a good few laps.
I didn't think it would happen that quickly. I was more of hoping of knowing, not hoping. Hoping is the wrong word. I know Robin Dobbin is a very competitive individual, and he can make his car very wide.
So, time for a little. What do we need to do?
I think it's math time, man. It's math time. So
I'm thinking.
So we got.
So let's have a look. We have got pace for
in
a
first.
win.
Dave so far second. Frost in third. That's in the GT4 class. So that seems to be your top three in a GT4. GT3's Mutua is miles ahead of the competition.
I put the number 1 next to his name and forgot about it, because unless he really destroys his own race, that man is taking W tonight. And then we've got
catching Fireblade, who is the preliminary leader at the moment, who still hasn't pitted. 11 minutes to go, 30 laps done and dusted, hasn't done a pit stop. He's probably just going to do a fuel stop and go. But
I think he's doing a stop and go.
Yeah, that's a definite for him. So good ups for him. GTAS Slow is well, at the moment third, but preliminary second. That makes Popcorn in third position, but Popcorn has not stopped battling. He is chasing that man
He hasn't
down.
given up yet.
Of course, from the other GT3 cars, Mr. NTZ, currently in fifth, in theory fourth, doing a phenomenal race tonight. I mean, this is going to be one of his best finishes thus far, so he will be stoked ending the season where it is. No teammate, doing it alone. Phenomenal drive of all epic proportions.
Yeah,
Charlie?
he's definitely done a great race.
Yeah.
I was hoping he would be a bit closer to the podium just to spice it up a bit, but I think a fifth spot definitely not a bad position for him. So yeah, I think if he stays with the same car, hopefully in season 3, you know, depending what gets released, he maybe hopefully carries that forward with a bit more momentum.
Yeah, definitely. And then, of course, Charlie, Uncle Charlie, his first season in ACC, doing very well. Currently in 6th, preliminary 5th. Well, preliminary 6th, sorry. But if it depends on where it might end, because Fireblade still has to pit. The odds.
With Blade, depending what he does, he might filter in there or thereabouts. So I've done the points, and now it's sad now because with all these changes, Pacecorn will just run away with it. 678 points. Then you'll have Valenta on 660, and then you'll have the fastest team that wasn't so fast tonight, unfortunately, on 598. So it really just like deflates the whole situation.
Oh my goodness. So even with all the valiant efforts where we stand at this moment, theoretically, if all goes well, nothing goes wrong in the last 10 minutes, we technically can and might be able to confirm Team Pacecorn taking the victory.
Yes.
Valentino taking second, and then the fastest.
Valento.
Valento.
If you say Valentino, you get a PK from the left to the right.
Oh boy.
I was warned.
Valento, where? Yeah. Apologies, the GTAS boys. I profusely apologize for that one.
And then Skitty and Mutwa, even though Mutwa's put in a valiant and astonishing, I think, best drive of the season for him to take a win. Unfortunately, Skitty's 5th place would not be enough for them to get anywhere close to the top 2.
Skitty is all over the back of Robin at the moment.
Oh, okay. He's getting there.
He's getting there. So this man was probably about 12, 17 seconds behind the battle boys, and he's now caught up behind Robin, looking for the move, sizing the man up. He's still got his teammate right behind him now. That is Mutua right behind Skitty. Is Mutua gonna help him? No, Mutua says, this is my race. I'm winning it. I don't care.
Yeah, that's it.
See you boys later. Smashes it out the park with that McLaren. Skitty is battling, so he can potentially make up another position. 7 minutes to go. And then, of course, I want to move to the guys in front because look at this battle. GTA is slow, currently in 3rd. Okay? Right behind him is Popcorn. Right behind him is NTZ. That's your...
So, that's ideally what we need. If we can get NTZ past Popcorn, I mean, that would bring things into perspective for us.
This is going to change everything. So all is back onto play again. Our mathematical equations on Excel is out the door. Out the door. So let's see how this is going to evolve. Skitty is battling for that position, so he needs to make that happen. This is all for him. to make that happen, to get their boys closer in contention to probably be somewhere higher than what they are. However, this is where it stands. If NTZ can find the pace or the move on Popcorn, it will change the whole perspective.
So let's see if Popcorn drops to 4th place. Yeah, he drops 8 points. So if he drops 8 points, and yeah, that's that definitely will. What will that do? Yeah, you see, so then it starts getting interesting because Valenta and them are only so there'd be a 10-point difference. So we need a bit more action.
Skitty has passed Robin. Skitty has passed Robin.
Okay, so Skitty is into 4th place.
Yes.
So, okay. So I will give Skitty a 4th place. I'm running static points here.
How it has changed so much. And again, Pace taking the victory so far, looking very good, smooth and as solid as a rock, coming back from his holiday, taking the potential victory on the GT4 cars. And the battle behind him is just ongoing. And again, look at this. These boys are side by side coming down the straight. NTZ looking hungry for that move. This to him is a race. Popcorn has got a Lambo on his tail end. Now, again, did NTZ change tires? Did Popcorn not change tires? Because this Lambo is quick.
Yeah, it's. I think NTZ did change tires. I do think he changed tires.
Oh, how a tire change brings more speed.
And right at the end, I mean literally right at the end of it.
At the end, this is 4 minutes to go, less than 5, probably about 2, maybe 3 laps. That's pushing it. I don't even think we're going to get 3 laps. So it's 2 laps to go officially, sort of, unofficially. I'm throwing out numbers there and I don't even know what it is.
I'm still waiting for Blade to pit.
And we're still waiting for Blade to pit.
We're still waiting for Blade to pit because I want to. So I've done the points for GT4 for the entire field. I'm waiting to do the GT3 points because I need to know where Blade is going to filter back in.
Well,
I don't know.
He has no option. He needs to pit in this lap. If he doesn't pit in this lap, then
it might be all for nothing.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Does he have his Delta on? Can he see his hub? Is his race engineers telling him into pits? Come in now. Come in now.
I really, really, really do hope so.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. I just want to see what happens here. This is a battle on track. GT3s are on show. Popcorn is trying to chase down Slow, but he is not getting anywhere close to that guy. And then NTZ, the man on the move with his Lambo, is looking left, right, and center. He needs to suss out the competition ahead of him to figure out where is he going to do it.
Blade pops into the pit, so he
Blade's
heard
in the pit.
He understood. He's in the pits.
It's like radio to Charlie to radio. Come in now, like just come in. He's in. Well done.
Yeah, thank goodness. Now the question is, does NTZ get past Popcorn?
Yes, I don't know if this is going to be possible. It does look like there's another lap in there. I mean, I fairly suspect one more lap after this one. So looking at the numbers, not finished yet. But again, it's hard to make a move right here. He's losing position. Popcorn is gaining position. And he wants to get past Slow because that is maximum points for his team. Slow is not going to make it easy for him because he wants to get maximum points for his team. Is that a dive? Is he going to make a move? No. Closes the door on him as they enter Vale and into Club.
This is
I'm
getting
excited.
sketchy. This is
I'm
getting...
overly excited. Like, look at this. These boys are going side by side. Wanna go side by side through Abbey into the centered corner. Is this the place where Popcorn's gonna make the move? Is NTZ gonna make the move? Coming out wide. Sending it in. Nope, not there. Ah, I don't know anymore. My voice.
It's I'm just letting you be because this is just too much excitement.
It's just too much. There's Kitty going off track, hitting it. NTZ side by side, missing it in. He's looking left. He's looking right. He doesn't know where to go. No, can he? Unfortunately not. Loses that. This is going to be the talk on Discord. Again, for anyone that wants to do any racing, console, PC, GT Sport, ACC, head over to LNR. You'll find us anywhere on social media platforms. I hope you will. I'm fairly sure if you type in logistical nightmares, you'll find a few places. Again, we are probably all over. If you can't get all of us, pop us a message on stream and tell us how we can help you, and we will definitely guide you to a location where racing is. Oh, no! I'm gonna keep quiet now. I don't know what to say anymore.
These guys, and Mulgary just adds a little drive through just at the end there, just to not let the rest of the boys feel alone.
No.
But these three are absolutely going at it.
This is full steam. Final laps, I would guess. NTZ, again, looking left, looking right, figuring out ways where he can potentially make a move. This is him getting into... No. Backing it out.
I think the thing is, everyone wants to go for it, but you also don't want to now cause a collision and you got to wait.
Yeah, he is so all over that Ferrari. These boys are racing like it's their last race ever. And again, last race of the season, but I missed that. Mutua wins the race. I'm so sorry, Mutua.
Wins the race. Mutua wins the race. Woohoo for Mutua. Okay, well, what's happening? Second, third, and fourth.
Second, third, and fourth. So, Slow has managed to have a bit of a gap between him. Final few corners for these individuals. I mean, what a last 10 minutes. What a last 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, this is... okay, so I guess that is how we will finish. We've also missed the GT4 guys going over the finish line.
We've missed everyone going over the finish line just because of that. Fireblade taking 5th position. Charlie is coming in 6th.
They finish where they finished. So while you get it ready, I will quickly throw points together here. And I will have our final team standings, preliminary team standings, ready to go shortly.
Sweet. So let's close those off very nicely. Phenomenal multi-class race by these gentlemen. Mutua taking the victory for the GT3's pace on screen, winning it hands down for the GT4s. He's followed up by Dave, then Frost. I'm going to go timetables, look at the race. Overall GT3. Mutua, hands down winner this evening. Slow right behind him. Popcorn, ZA, NTZ. Those three boys did a phenomenal race, finishing it off in a fabulous fashion. Followed by Fireblade, Wim Charlie, and Jay Doble. Then from the GT4 side of it, we have LNR Pace winning it by far. Dave in second, Frost in third, who would have been in a big contention to win this. Oh, gotta go back to that.
That drive-through. I think that drive-through is going to haunt him
forever.
For a while.
And so Skitty as well, because he's the other one that got a drive-through.
Yes,
Robin
that is true.
Finishing in 5th. Then we have in 6th OJJ, 7th Checo, 8th, Mulgari, 9th, Frankie. So, in all fairness, what a race. Phenomenal race. Epic, epic, epic is kind of where I'm going with.
And Dave brought it home in second. I did not jinx him. Yes.
No, dude, I really, hands down, this is probably one of the best races I have ever had in quite a while. Um, Big ups to the individuals racing. You were smashing the points in the background. You reckon we want to get one or two guys up here, see if they want to come and talk to us? Let's
Yeah,
see.
let's see. Get them in. Let's hear what they've got to say.
Love to get some. So let's go for Mr. Pace, who won it. And then let's just gotta find the
But
right.
don't break it.
Don't break it. Pace Mutua will definitely have something to say.
Yes, we need Mutua in here for sure.
And then do we go Dave? Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, Dave, if he feels up to talking to us, he's
And
he's very
then
shy.
I don't know. He's been very talkative lately. So Dave,
Yes.
slow if we can. Yeah, at slow. Okay, so let's do top. Oh, I don't want to talk too much. Like, head over to where we interviews, right?
Yeah.
And anyone else who wants to chat.
Sounds good to me. Okay. Got points. I'm just adding them all together here.
Let's see. We can get these boys now. Move locations and then bring you across. There we go. Now I have you here. See if we can get. That's it. Mr. Slow off the block. Second in the GT3 class. Welcome to the interview box, man. We haven't had you on the interview box the whole season. From my point of view, I think you've had a phenomenal season in all fairness, but today you came to race. You can go.
Hey, did he
Quiet,
speak?
silenced. Speechless is the word. Speechless is the word. Frosty's teammate is here, so maybe ask for Frost.
Sorry.
There we go,
There
Mr.
we
Slow.
go.
Welcome, man. So I'll start off with you
Thanks.
because you're the first one in here. So Slow, phenomenal race, hands down. Qualified second. Looked like you made a mistake somewhere. Had a phenomenal season.
Yeah.
I mean, talk us through that.
I have to say I'm super chuffed. It's obviously my best race of the season. Very happy with the second place on the grid for P2. I for a moment thought that I was close to Mutua, and then he went 8 tenths faster. So he was in a different league. So congrats to him. That was fantastic. Well done to him. And then I thought I was doing well at the start. I had good pace. Mutua was off in another league. But I had a nice gap to Popcorn. And then for some other way, the reason I spun, I still don't know why, into Maggots. And then dropped behind BR. Managed to catch him and then had a lucky turn with traffic where he was just on the wrong side of the road and I could go past on the inside. And then I think my second half of my first stint, I had a slightly better pace than Popcorn. So I managed to catch him just before he pitted. I pitted the lap later and managed to get out in front, but then he had better pace. So he was sitting on my ass the whole time. It was fantastic racing. I made another mistake and he almost got past. But it was a lot of fun. It was really good fun. And from where I was sitting, clean racing all over. Thank you to the GT4 guys for great racing. And I have to say, Pace and Frost always got out of our way completely when Popcorn and I arrived. So that was quite nice.
So that's taking you on second position, smashing it off, had a great race, phenomenal drive. I think before I go to the winner of the GT3 race, I got to go back onto Dave, who is second position for the GT4. Now, Dave, I don't know how you do it, but I'll get to Frost later on because he is a man I want to speak to. But phenomenal drive from you, man, in your Merc, battling it out the first, I would guess, probably the first 50 minutes of the race. It was you, Pace, Skitty, Frost chasing each other down, and in some other weird way, you just had everything right. I mean, how was that for you?
No, thank you very much. No, it was an interesting beginning. I managed to get myself in front of Frost just thanks to that difficult start. I think for some reason the GT3s had a bit of a slower start than what we anticipated. Going through the first couple of corners, I managed to find myself ahead of Frost, and then he managed to get past, thankfully, and then I just managed to just sit behind them and just follow their lines and just stick behind them. So they definitely helped me a lot. And then when I was behind Sean Skitty, he was finding some interesting lines through the grass, and I was trying not to follow him, and we eventually started tripping over each other and started losing pace and Frost in the beginning. But everything just managed to come back to us in the end. I opted for tyres in the pits after Frost was unlucky enough to get a penalty, and Skitty as well. So I went for the fresher rubber to try and see if I couldn't catch pace, but not tonight.
So do you as you said that, do you think that was a bit of an advantage? Because it seems like you were fairly good throughout the race, but in the end started catching pace. Now Pace had a comfortable lead because he was on a league of his own again. But did that work much better for you? And because I think Robin struggled at the end.
I think definitely with the colder temperatures and the way that we were driving in the beginning, tires were not going to be easy to be looked after, especially the way that some of these things were sliding around the corners. Some of the GT3 guys that came past, it was also a bit difficult. So you sort of braked early, and then you had to get on the power a lot earlier. So you're using a bit more rubber than what I would have liked, but it was fun.
Yeah,
really.
Good race. So
Dave, yes, please, Dave.
I'm glad you didn't jinx me tonight.
Well, I did say I was hoping car in position 11 does well. So I didn't say Dave. Well done, bud.
No, thanks, champ.
So, having said that,
Sharp,
now, yes.
I sent you points.
You did. But I want to get to these guys that won the races. So let's not hold up all these individuals and slow up. Frost up. Who do we get first? Mutua. I need to get to Mutua.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
You are first on the list, and I want to get to you for one and one reason only. If you're ever gonna find time to watch the stream, I want to know, how did you manage to bluff everyone and say that you are slow at Silverstone, can't see at night, and then smash a victory like that?
Basically, it's just practice. But I knew I had pace because every time I had gone to Silverstone, it wasn't with a McLaren, and it was with a Ferrari and a Lambo. But ever since I changed cars, I did find like an extra maybe 5/10s and consistency. So I wasn't sandbagging during practice, but I kind of knew I had it in me. And fortunately, with quali, with the final lap, I was able to get that perfect lap.
Able to get the perfect lap on quali. That was a smashing lap. I have to admit it. Sudden surprise out of nowhere, a low 58 as a qualifying. Probably about a second quicker than everyone in your class. So I think from me, I would just say congrats, man. That is a phenomenal race. I don't know what.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good race. Then again, last but not least, I would probably go pace. I don't know. I said it from the beginning to the end. You kind of were under. It looked like you were under severe stress at the first, and then all of a sudden you just had open track all the way. managed to do a quick pit stop and take the victory in all calm, essence, zone, zen. I don't know. How was this for you? How challenging was it in the beginning?
How's it, guys? Yeah, it was very challenging at the beginning. I think I was lucky at the start. Because I think Skitty was on pole, and at the start, there was an Aston that was a bit out of place that blocked himself and Frost into turn one. So managed to get the jump there, and then pulled about a second and a half. But I found it very funny because I hadn't practiced sitting behind someone, what the car would feel like. So I was losing a bit of time in the first few laps, and then I saw Frost was battling Skitty, so that kind of gave me a bit of breathing room. But then as soon as he got past Skitty, man was on fire. So I just tried to drive as defensively as possible. I saw that out of a corner, the car was very stable, and I could at least get power out of the corner compared to his Aston. And I think towards 20 minutes into the race, or 25 minutes into the race, we had a bit of an incident, myself and him, where two of the GT4 cars, GT3 cars, are getting past us just before Hamilton Straight, and we connected. Kind of lost 5 seconds there, and then I think 3 laps later, Charlie had a bit of an off and rejoined a bit in the way of us, so I collected him again. I tried to stay on another 2 laps, and then I said no because the car wasn't feeling right. Pitted, and then I had that dilemma because now I'm the first person pitting. Do I change tires? Don't I change? So I decided not to try and stick it out without changing the tires, and I think that worked out well for me in the end. Only losing about, I think it was 0.7, 0.8 a lap, which is why Dave and them were catching me. But no, very interesting. Chuffed that managed to pull off some dead tires towards the end to win that one. But yeah, good race with everybody.
Good race, man. Man, that's phenomenal. Again, big ups and congrats to you and Mutwa taking the victory in your each classes. Dave coming in second, and then of course GTA is slow back into his podium form. I have Frost here, and then Mr. Sandbags, RTA Sandbags here as well. But Frost, I gotta ask, man. I have one question for you. You were pushing so hard, coming back. That pit stop killed your race. I don't know if it was fumes or whatever the case may be, but walk me through that because I'm sure you guys, as a team, wanted that victory.
Uh, yeah. So it's not a happy story. So it started 2 laps before I started coughing, so I'm not 100%, and I went off track and lost 5 seconds to Dave a lap before the pit stop because I was coughing a lot and I was trying to keep the mic closed so not to cough in Slow's ear, and then I went off track, and then in the pit stop. When I got off when I just started going again, I got an unexpected cough and I pulled on the second gear lever, and boom, that was it. So,
Oh,
an accident. So it wasn't into the pits; it was on the way just after I started again. I coughed, hit the gear lever, went to second, and I got the drive-through.
that is so unfortunate. Oh my goodness. How small things like that can just turn around events. Look, I have to admit, it was
But
phenomenal drive.
yeah, let's talk about the fun part in the start rather.
I was wondering who's going to bring that up because I was amused that there was a GT3 car way at the back of the track.
Yeah, what was that? It was a black Ferrari. Was it? I don't know who it was. But
Mr.
any case,
I can pitch in here and say that my tires were ice cold when we started off in the GT3s. So I don't know how much I kept it on track in front of me and kept disappearing, but For the first lap, I just tried to keep it on the road. So cold was my tires. I think that's why we were so slow. The GT3s, at least.
Well, it's
Yeah.
been phenomenal, boys. I have to admit this was probably one of the best races I've seen, enjoyed, and commentated, and of course alongside Rainmaster, who has now kind of given us the position. So let's give that up for grabs. Position wise, team season endings. Big congrats for what's it? Team Pacecorn, aka KLM, and his teammate Pace the Popcorn ZA taking the victory with 678 points. In all fairness, that is only an 8-point gap between him and Team Valento, which is
18 points.
18 points. Team Valento
18.
between which is fast and slow, and that is a phenomenal drive. So again, so many things could have happened if all just gone to plan in slow's and Frost's defense. A cough is a cough, but did it cost you a victory? That is the
Yeah.
question. I'll always ask. Then in third position will be the fastest team, which is a combination of Mutua and of course Skitty, followed by DG Racing, Old Farts, Podium, X's and Pace, and so forth. I have to admit, boys, in all fairness, this was a phenomenal season. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know about you all. Any last words from anyone? I mean, I'm open for anything. We can close this off. Season 3 is starting in 2 weeks from now, which I've been told, so watch out the space. Anyone that wants to put their hands up, give a shout out, say bye, say congrats, go for it.
Congrats to Pacecorn and Valentino. Unfortunately, I won't be there in season 4 to be able, season 3, to take the crown off them again. I'll only check you guys like next year, I think, because exams, and then I'll be heading home, etc., etc. So this was basically my final race for the year, like for the proper season. So good luck,
Nice, man.
guys, for season 3, and congrats to the winners.
Study and be fourth. Mr. Frost.
Yeah. Mutua, congrats. Good luck with the studies. I also want to say big congrats to Kalen and Neil. I didn't know Neil Popcorn a lot before this season, but he's a phenomenal driver also. And Kalen was epic battling you, man. You, Skitty, Dave, it's been the best racing that I've had in all the time in LNR. And to the gents who organized the racing, tonight's race was an epic end to an epic season. Again, it was so touch and go between tires, no tires, strategy-wise, challenging. You gents did a phenomenal job. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Thanks, man. Mr. Pace, it's your time to shine.
Nah, just again, I think between Frost and Skitty, these gents are way ahead of me in terms of speed. I'm glad I could keep up. I know Skitty probably kicking himself a bit because he is like clapping myself in other leagues quite well. But shout out to him. Shout out to Dave. Dave, I think is again on another level. He's stepped up quite well, particularly in the GT4 classes. And yeah, just big thanks to everyone that joined in the season. Season wouldn't be possible without you guys, and obviously as well the admins. Again, thank you guys as well for all the races that you've put together. I'm hoping there's no more crazy Porsche Super Cup and Lamborghini Super Trofeo races, but you know what? We take it as it comes. I'm quite chuffed. I'm pretty sure I can speak for Neil that he's just as chuffed in terms of this. It's funny enough. I was chatting to someone else. This is like my how long have I been racing LNR? Probably 4 years now.
4 years, man. 4 years.
This is my first TvT title, GT Sport or ACC related. So
Well,
I'm quite chuffed to that.
well done.
And
Done.
yeah, no, really happy. I'm hoping I can make the grid for race 1, season 3, but definitely will be there for race 2.
Perfect, man. Dave, ex-admin, the man on the blocks. I probably guess it. In many individuals here, probably driver of the season is what I will call it. It's there, it's not there, it's floating. Anything from you, man? Final words.
No, I think just well done to everybody. You know, from the quicker guys, I mean, Pace, Skitty, Prest, I mean, the guys, I mean, we try and chase them every week. I mean, I know that some guys were unlucky with some of their vehicle choices, and you know, it is unlucky, but so the dice rolls, and we'll pick it up in the next season. But yeah, well done to everybody. I think Gary, you've got your work cut out in finding a teammate. I don't know where you're going to find one who's going to be sitting with your nonsense each week. But yeah, well done. Good luck.
Hey, Mr. Paul, aka co-commentator, I'll leave it up to you to sign it off, and then we'll call it a evening.
Awesome. Well, thanks, boss man. And yeah, well, what a season it has been. Glad that everyone enjoyed it, and well done to Pace and Neil for finally clinching that title and becoming the new fastest team. Just a little dig there to Mutwa with his fun. Sad to see him not make the second or the third season. And yeah, to everyone, watch the stream as a possible event for season 3 has been dropped in the stream that Sharks and I spoke about. Should be quite interesting. And details for season 3 will be out in the next day or so. And looking forward to it. And yeah, thanks, Bossman, for all your hard work and streaming capabilities and your commentating skills. It has been absolutely awesome, and cannot wait for the final season to close off 2021. And that's it. Thanks, guys. Enjoy.
Yeah, big ups, big thanks. Final words. Thanks to all our sponsors, of course, all our Patreon guys. For anyone that wants to be involved in sim racing, whether it be console or GT Sport or ACC, hook us up at Logistical Nightmares on all social media platforms. And again, it's not just at our community. We all venture out to other communities. We collaborate with individuals or other perspectives. So don't be shy. We will direct you to a location where you can find a racing event and a season, a sporting thing. If you can't race by us, you will probably race somewhere else. This is about sim racing. It's all about passion, sport, love, and all those things. Don't be shy. Hook us up. You'll find us everywhere. Have a good evening. Good night. God bless. Adios. Catch you later.